guys, if I'm not seeing anything about WoW Classic coming to console, this is a bust. I mean, no game matters at this point.
There are those who look into the eyes of another and see
I hope this isn't too loud.
opportunity.
Should be
A
fine.
soul
Fuck it.
to corrupt and twist.
Oh, PSVR.
Their stories are the ones we fear.
Moss?
And there are those who
Ooh,
see
Moss too?
potential. The light
Moss VR.
within the soul. A chance to lift someone up to achieve the impossible.
These aren't even the best graphics. Who is that? Your roommate?
Their stories rise to
Probably.
legend.
Okay, I feel like this might be a bit loud.
Yes, it definitely is.
Okay.
So tell me, what do you see in Quill?
I don't know, man. I think these graphics are pretty good.
Because her story
This might be the best that Sony has to
Depends.
offer.
on you.
I think this is God of War.
It looks like God of War for sure. Ooh, different camera. That's cool. Third person, behind the back, VR. I feel like we've talked about this.
The first game is actually supposed to be very good.
I played it. I didn't finish it yet, but
Did you like it?
yeah, it's really nice puzzle stuff. I played it with my mom. We would kind of switch turns. The camera sometimes would be a pain. This is Ratchet and Clank. This is, yeah. Insomniac busting out the new Ratchet and Clank already in VR.
Book 2. Okay, when are we gonna get some big like first parties for?
Thanks for kicking off our new
Shoin was
2025.
taken.
Moss 2 is currently in development for PSVR. We've got some more exciting updates today, so let's keep it going. Here's
Let's
a
keep it
flashy new
going,
multiplayer
indeed.
shooter from the team at Ilphonic.
Arcade get in.
I can't wait for, what is this, Fortnite 2?
I
What
think
did-
I think these are the best graphics.
What does Ilphonic do?
Oh, check it
These
out.
are the best graphics. Look at that face. They look so real. They look like Mike and Steve.
Oh, Ilphonic did Predator Hunting Grounds.
Oh, that game was trash. This looks so fucking bad. I'm sorry. This looks so... I don't know what the grab is here. It looks like every other fucking game to me.
Yeah,
Very colorful.
it is. These animations are stiff as fuck.
That looks
this
kinda
looks like
fun.
a first-person game, but with the camera just set back a few feet.
This game is ripping off Splatoon from Inkling.
Look at all that loot.
Loot.
Look at all the loot.
It's just playing into what people want, I feel. That's kind of cool. The home run thing is cool. That could be like Rocket League. Imagine a Rocket League baseball game. That'd be cool.
That was
With
your
cars?
first look at Arcade
With
Get In, which
cars.
begins early access
I mean,
today for
Rocket League.
PlayStation 5.
That'd be cool.
Just
Tribes
ram
of
your
Midgard
car
arrives
into the
later this
ball.
month. Let's
go
get a
to
sneak
first
peek at
base.
the
Yeah, I
start
think that
plans
game
for
looked just
this
like
addictive
Splatoon,
action
showing.
RPG from Norsefell Games.
Hi,
Everyone
I'm
had the
Sydney
income.
from Norsefell, and I'm here to tell you more about how Tribes
Hi,
of
I'm
Midgard
Sydney
will grow
Goodman, and
even
this
bigger
is
after
Daily
launch.
Fix.
Free season updates. Tribes of Midgard is a 10-player survival action
Oh, didn't we
RPG
see something about this
where you play as
somewhere?
an
Was it
Einherjar,
E3?
a legendary Viking warrior revived by Odin
was it
himself
E3?
to stop Ragnarok. There are two
Something
primary
like
game
that.
modes: the session-based saga mode and the
Yo, have you
endless
guys seen the
survival mode
Diablo
that are all
stuff
about
that came
exploring
out?
Midgard, powering up your
No.
character, and
No.
fortifying your home
Yeah,
base
the
to
Diablo.
stand
They
against
just
giants
nothing
bent on
gameplay wise,
destroying
but
the
they
city
had a
beneath
big
your soul.
dev post showing
New
off
seasonal updates
the
will
looks
change
and
the way you
stuff.
play
It
and
looks
add
way
challenges
grittier
for
compared
you
to
and your tribe to
Diablo 3,
overcome.
like way back
The
more.
game
So that's
launches
good,
this
right?
season
Yeah,
with the
that's-
Wolf
that's much
set.
That's
better.
what people
It
want for
includes
sure.
It's
Classic,
definitely disturbing. There's some
exclusive loot,
really
and a
disgusting
powerful
stuff they
new
showed
boss.
off.
There
The
will
problem-
be
Oh, I
like-
did see those
different classes to unlock and choose from.
Yeah, the
picture-
enemies are really cool.
videos. Yeah.
Quick look at the Ranger, one of our two
I don't
starting
care too
classes.
much about like
As
what
you
the
gain
heroes
levels,
look
you
like
unlock
because it's
game-changing
isometric. You're
abilities
not
in your
gonna
class
fucking
skill
see
tree
it
to match your
anyway.
playstyle,
Yeah, right. Yeah,
like
it's
the
all
lightning
top
fast
down.
quick shot or the powerful slowpoke.
It
Because
matters,
classes are
but it doesn't.
complementary,
Just like
it's fun
every
to have a
game.
bit
You
of
know,
everything
graphics
in your
matter
tribe.
for like 2 seconds.
We're excited to see how your
Yeah.
strategies
And then
will
it's all about
change
the
as
loot.
classes expand in future updates.
Yeah, they matter for commercials. And for set
Season
pieces.
1 also
Yeah, just
introduces
marketing
runes,
shit,
which give you
honestly.
new special powers to customize your character even
Wait,
more.
what are they talking about
The
season
Wolf
1?
Saga will launch with 30 runes.
Oh, is this game
including
dead
Light of
already?
Mjolnir, which
They're
add
doing
power
Yeah,
season-
could you
and
imagine
lightning
paying a
arcs to your
subscription for this
attacks.
game?
You can use
They just
multiple
said
runes
season
together,
1 will
and the effects can
include
get pretty
whatever they're
wild.
talking about now.
You'll end up with different rune combinations each session, so you'll always have new
I
Dude,
don't know,
Vikings are the new zombies. Like,
Yeah,
everyone's
right.
trying to
Well,
make these games
Valheim,
now.
right?
The
Fucking, it's
biggest
so
one
dumb.
of
People
every
just
season
grab
of
onto
Valheim,
what's new instead of.
Assassin's
Quest that will bring
Creed.
you across
Yeah,
Midgard.
what are
In
they?
Season 1
They
saga,
just said
you'll
again, the
unlock
biggest part of
ability to
every
access a
season is
mysterious
Saga
lair
quests.
and
I don't
face
know
down
what
your
this game
most
is.
I don't.
powerful
I think
challenge
season
yet.
games.
And the more
Oh my god!
dangerous
And
foes
fucking
you take
Assassin's
on,
Creed
the
went
greater the reward.
service, dude.
Speaking of
It's
great
the
rewards,
gaming
the
industry's
Wolf Saga
dying.
is stacked with season-exclusive weapons, armor sets.
We're
and
never
truly
gonna
mighty
get a
companions.
complete game
I
ever
love this
again.
guy.
Yeah.
This saga is only the beginning.
I'm actually very
Tribes of Midgard
sad
will
about
keep
the
expanding with
Assassin's
more
Creed
seasons
Infinity
that explore
thing.
different parts of
I don't
Norse
even like
mythology
Assassin's
and
Creed,
add
but
even more
I'm
to the
sad
game.
about it too because
Thanks for
it's
watching.
just setting
and
the
we'll see you in
trend.
Midgard soon on
Yeah.
July 27th.
And we talked about that, and we said that. No, I said that there's no way they're gonna keep. They're still gonna make their AAA games. I guess the fuck not.
Billy.
This is another Viking
Port
game.
City's as good as lost. Must you go back?
This is Biomutant.
Biomutant. I was struggling to think about the
This
fucking
looks
name.
like Biomutant.
Oh, it's Oddworld, dude.
No, I'm triggered, dude.
I
can't
still have
watch.
pictures and videos on my phone from Oddworld that I was gonna put in chat, but I'm like, nah, I can't ruin this day.
No, this is the furry game.
This looks interesting.
Yeah, I kind of fuck with this actually.
I can't. I'm too triggered from Oddworld, dude. It's... Oh wait, I can fuck with this though. That looks like
This looks
gameplay.
like if Oddworld was good.
Is that cutscene or is that gameplay right now?
This is a cutscene. This looks cool. I'm. Shadow.
Yeah, that
Up
combat
next,
actually looked
what do you
really
get when you mix
rewarding.
fighting games
Yeah.
and battle royale?
Fighting game and a battle royale. My two
I'm so
favorite
sh-
things.
Legends are told.
So done, dude. I'm so done.
Oh, is this Smite?
Fist and Shadow Torch?
Of
I
the
don't know.
battle between
Fisting?
demons
Fisting Shadow Torch? Fisting? Oh,
You gotta get on the
Fight and
podcast.
Shadow Torch. I think
Hi, everyone.
Fisting Shadow
I'm John
Torch is
Georgie
better.
from Mantisco. And on behalf of our studio, I am thrilled to welcome you to the world of Hunter's Arena.
Welcome to the most
Hunter's
generic
Arena.
looking
In this
fucking
mystical
game
world, you
ever.
will play as
Yeah.
hunters
Yeah,
who
this
will
is
fight
definitely
deadly
Unreal
demons,
Engine.
As well as other
I was
online
about to
players
say.
in order to survive.
Welcome to the Unreal
still
Engine.
Yeah, I
set.
after going back to
Powerful sword
TBC
play and
Classic,
martial arts, you
dude,
will be
it's like
constantly
every
tested
game
with
is
your
so
skills
done.
on precise
I
timing
can't
and fast
like,
decision-making.
I just can't.
However, don't forget to have a little fun on your journey by customizing your weapons from disco balls to rubber ducks.
Oh, it's like
As you explore our
what's that
expansive
game?
maps,
The
you will be
sword
able to
fighting
explore
fighting game.
dungeons and slay
Soul
ancient
Calibur.
demons
Oh,
to
yeah.
level up.
Reminds me of a
We look
Korean
forward to
MMO.
seeing your
Shuin
personalized
says.
strategies on your hunt.
I can see that.
Another
maybe.
huge threat to look out for is
Yeah,
none
like kinda
other
like
than
Black
one of
Desert.
your own, a hunter.
Yeah. I see that a bit.
Always have
Dude,
different
whatever happened to
strategies in
Crimson
mind,
Desert?
and
I
use the
fucking
environment
love that
around
trailer,
you when
even if it
facing your
ran
enemies.
at like
Oh,
a
Aeon!
Bushes
Yes!
are used
Aeon,
to
dude, I
strike from higher
totally
grounds
feel
to unleash a
Aeon.
lethal blow
Yeah.
on unexpected
There's no
enemy
fucking wings
players.
though. But
True.
Aeon was
Hunter's
sick.
Arena
Yeah, I played
features
Aeon,
two
dude,
battle
for
royale
sure.
modes, solo and trio. In solo mode, you will solely take on other
Everyone
enemy
thought that was gonna
players
be the
as well
WoW
as
killer,
deadly
so
demons
everyone hopped
lurking
board and
behind
then
your back
realized
in
that
a
it kinda
30-player
wasn't.
free-for-all.
They're
In
doing
mode,
Aeon
you'll be able to
Classic?
Team up with your friends, where focusing on teamwork and planning out strategies are
When's that
crucial
coming
in
out?
achieving victory. There is so much more to experience in
I
this
gotta look that up.
fascinating
Aeon
world.
Classic?
I can't wait for you to encounter the countless
You guys are gonna
dangers
be
waiting in
fucking
Hunter's
ripped
Arena
over
when
it.
it launches next month on PS4 and PS5.
The problem with that
Thank
game
you
at launch was there was
for
too many
joining me
group quests,
today,
but it's
and
fine
I will
because
see
I'd
you
rather
all
community
soon
in a game.
on Hunter's Arena.
I didn't know what
Hunter's Arena.
Endgame was. Let's see. Aeon Classic
Welcome to
now
Battle Royale
live?
Action
No
when Hunter's Arena
way.
Legends arrives on PS4 and PS5 next month. PlayStation Plus
Looks like a
members will be
PlayStation
able to
Plus
download
game.
the PS4
Yep,
and PS5
100%.
versions
There
at
you
no
go.
extra cost starting August 3rd.
live. Yeah, dude, it's live.
Oh, this game looks fucking cool.
Oh, is this the karate one?
Sifu, yeah.
Oh, where you're like
Yeah.
John Wick or whatever.
Yeah.
Yo, I wonder if we'll get like, no, probably not. I wonder if we'll get like Wildstar Classic. That was cool. That had a little promise, but I think the devs fucked that one up.
Yeah, this game looks like it was built
This
around that like Batman Arkham style combat, but like with
Actually
actual care and
dynamic.
attention put into it. Yeah.
This would be, I think, if this game was like 2 or 3 hours, and like it actually feels fresh the whole time instead of like a 10-hour, and like then you start seeing the same animations, and you just
Right,
kind of
right,
yeah.
right. So you'd rather it be just like Loot Hero DX, baby? You know what I'm talking about? You just want to...
Loot Hero DX.
Dude, that was better than Ratchet and Clank as far as I'm concerned.
We had some fun with Loot Hero DX.
Yeah, I mean, we bought it for a platinum.
How much was it? $5?
Something like that, yeah. To be honest, a game like that we took for a joke has lived strong in the memory.
2021.
Games that don't overstay their welcome, man.
Wait,
Underrated.
Yeah.
Did they just delay it right in front of us?
Yeah, did they?
Alien planet? Then this next game is.
Glad you caught that because I totally missed it.
Yeah, I saw that. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, Laura. Pog. If you're gonna delay a game, that's the way you do it. For sure.
This is Jet, the Far Shore,
Didn't we see this at
created by Super
an
Brothers
Xbox
and
event?
Pine
Is this the new Ace
with a score
Combat
by
game?
Scientific.
Who makes Ace Combat? Isn't that? I thought that
What
was like
is
Jet,
Konami.
you play as May, one of
Oh.
a unit of aviator scientists who embark on an interstellar trip and alight on a mythic
Why did they get the
ocean planet
worst narrators for
where they
this shit?
dream of securing
Dude,
a
did you not
future.
watch
They're probably
Abandoned?
employees at the studios, Steve, that they don't have to pay.
We aspire
I guess.
to
Yeah.
create
They'd be like,
a
"Yo, you
video
wanna be in the
game
trailer?"
to
Like, yeah, fuck it,
express
why
our
not?
own feelings
Yeah.
of awe when we look.
I
up
don't
at
get
the
why they
starry
like
sky.
try to make this shit dramatic. Bandai
Super
Namco.
Brothers is good though.
Oh wait, Bandai
Jet is
Namco is
all
Ace
about
Combat. That has a huge
whether
following,
it's
doesn't
weaving
it? So
through trees or jumping over
So I guess they
obstacles.
publish from, and they also have Ace Combat.
I love that sense of
I played like
speeding
one
through
Ace
a
Combat game,
remarkable
I think.
natural space under a
Couldn't really get
grand
into it.
sky,
Okay. Too Japanese.
and suddenly being in
Couldn't
someone's
really-
helmet, boots on the ground. Jet's
Thanks,
premise
Shoin.
involves
Good old
exploration and
Bandai
discovery.
Namco. That's a fucking pod.
However,
Cool.
our design doesn't rely on combat or resource extraction, and the characters go to some lengths.
What
to
is
tread
the
lightly,
blocky
giving indigenous
sleeves,
wildlife
dude?
a wide berth, striving to adapt.
I
and
thought
avoid
we saw this
conflict.
game at that like Xbox event a while
As a
back.
jet scout, you'll inspect.
This
living
is called
things
Jet the Far
and
Shore.
employ your jet's tools to
This
figure
is
out
this
what
just
makes
No
them
Man's
tick.
Sky?
I've heard of it. They've
Occasionally
definitely
run
unveiled
into
this somewhere,
trouble,
Steve. I just
and you'll
don't.
have to use
I don't know
everything
where.
at your disposal to emerge unscathed.
Well, I think floating in the sky, like standing, so that's kind of cool. I guess I feel
Over
like
the
we've seen that
years,
about in
we've
800 games
contemplated
by
what
now,
might
but
be
yeah,
on
that's
the
cool.
minds of interstellar explorers.
This game looks like it's really
What
fun
might
to fly
propel them,
around and not very fun
and
to
what
do
might
anything
haunt them.
else.
And so our story provides
Kinda like
an
how
occasional
Retail
glimpse
WoW
into
is.
May's dreams, memories. and
You
vision.
get flying, you fly
I wouldn't
around
know
for
for
2
sure.
minutes, and
At
that's it.
heart, Jet is a
Look at that dinner,
laid-back
Mike. You like that
and
dinner?
Enjoyable
Oh, they got the Star
exploratory
Wars
action
fucking
adventure
chess game that
set
Chewie
within
was
an
playing, dude.
intriguing new science fiction
On the
cosmos.
Falcon.
Day one purchase.
Dude.
Jet has had a long road. For a few years, there were only 3 of us. Since then, this vision has been sharpened and bolstered
Honestly, I think
by
the problem with so
All-Star
many of these
Squad.
games is they're trying to add,
We hope
they're
you'll
trying to
embark
be too
with us.
big. Like they all want to have this incredible lore, this incredible backstory, while also have like this and that and this.
Expansive world, yeah.
I'm like, dude, just make a fucking simple world where everything gets told to us like through the game, through the gameplay. I don't want to have
know,
to
though,
read
with our
because
friends at
files.
Sega for more
They
on
might have
2
wanted to make a
upcoming
game
adventures.
where like flying fast is part of the core loop, and if you want to, oh, Demon Slayer,
Oh, didn't they just come out with something like a movie of this?
a movie, yeah, dude.
It was like
Mugen
killer.
Train.
Is this the
I
place?
saw it in theaters
It was good, right?
with Shuyin. Yeah, it was fucking.
Is this the
great.
main
okay.
character right here?
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'll keep you safe.
I mean, anime games are
demon
notoriously
scent is
awful,
growing
so I
stronger.
don't have.
How
high
does this look,
hopes,
Steve?
but-
Is this tickling your fancy here?
Oh, I remember this episode.
I don't care who, just come and fight me!
Oh, the dude with the
What is
cringe
this
ass
game?
English
My
voices.
next prey!
I'm a demon slayer. Rank
Oh, he's got the drums all over his
Dude,
body.
they need the Japanese voices. We need
Yeah.
Vagabunda.
Chewing swords.
Yeah.
Is he with the demon slayer corps?
If you watch anime in English, I hate you. And
Yeah,
you leave the
no.
chat.
Mike does that.
No, I watch some in English, but generally
If you're gonna play a Japanese game, you might as well play it in fucking Japanese. Unless you're playing a FromSoft game. That's the only one where they get baller voice, English voice actors.
Bayonetta has pretty decent English voices too.
Yes. Yeah, no, Bayonetta's good.
How could this human wound me?
Let's go. I'm not giving up. Not
not-
ever. Keep moving forward.
Yeah,
You know,
right,
I'll
he's
say
fighting.
one thing. At least it's
Everything
focused.
you've got. You can do it.
That's a good point, Shun. Depends if you don't want to read the subtitles while you're playing the game.
Among the 12
Yeah, fair.
That's fair.
I've got him now.
Yeah, it is different. Playing a game is different than watching a show. If you're in for the whole cultural thing, I guess. If you really want to.
They made it look like it was just a bunch of boss battles.
Yeah.
Does this? What do you think, Steve? Is that good, or-
I don't think much.
In a warehouse.
I don't know. Yeah,
About 3 days
the
ago.
combat looked like a
body turned
3D
up in your
anime.
court.
It looked
fighter,
better than the
pretty
other games
generic.
we've seen so far.
Maybe you
And that's not
noticed
saying much. Is this like
what
a
is this,
dragon?
Judgment? No, I think it's Judgment 2, maybe? Which I thought was a Xbox exclusive.
Steve, have you played Jump Force?
I did
Shorin's
not play
saying
Jump
10 out of
Force.
10 anime game. 100 out of 10.
100
Wait.
out of 10.
500 out of 10.
Possibly have
Oh,
hired
it's
someone
Jump
else to kill the guy in his stead.
As for my request,
No, I did not play Jump Force,
like
but
to-
Sounds
I've
like
played
Explosion Man.
Shippuden games.
Dude, I would
Mr.
love
Sheep's
this Explosion
word
Man
is
game.
too suspicious.
It's been a while.
Oh, Assassin's Creed? This looks just like a dragon, dude. The Yakuza.
It is. It's the same studio.
Oh.
This is so. Yakuza is gonna be turn-based going forward, and Judgment is gonna be there
Okay.
button mashing.
Shenmue?
Dude,
Shoot.
these games, the mini games and like the side stuff is so awesome in these games.
Shoin? Steve Shoin. Dude, Shenmue? Yeah, dude, Shenmue 3 is like the best pod. It's Biz.
Yeah, Pog as
Believe me, I'm
fuck,
just
dude.
as clueless as you are, much as I hate to admit it.
They said to tell you. This is your final warning.
I miss the theme from Like a Dragon.
guess we
Like,
couldn't
just a
ask
couple
for
of
better
hobos going around tearing shit up. Such a good battle theme.
nothing to do with her. Stop! Kawana!
Couple of vagrants.
This looks like they take Judgment a little bit more seriously than.
I don't know. Did you see that dancing mini game of the
Yeah, I don't know, dude. The dude
Little
just
dog
fucking like
biting
a
off the
9.
guy's
He
face.
did the
Yeah.
Tony Hawk 900 in a skateboard minigame.
That being said, it's still maybe taken more seriously than
Yeah,
like, the
that
Dragon
Yakuza. The
Just
Yakuza
curious
goes
now.
serious,
Time for a
dude.
closer look
Is this
at the
Deathloop?
expanded and enhanced Death Stranding director's cut.
Oh,
Coming
so
soon
we're
to
gonna get
PS5.
5 minutes
Let's see
of
if we get any
Deathloop.
more. Let's see if we get any more blue box spoilers. or
Once there
teasers
was
of
an
it.
explosion.
I think that's been put to bed.
A bang
Yeah,
which
I think
gave
so,
rise
too.
to life as we know it.
Why is this trailer so fucking loud?
Then came the next explosion.
You know, he
An
kinda-
explosion. That
Yeah,
will
dude,
be
he's
our
got
last.
small dick syndrome, dude. His dick didn't hang below his ass cheeks.
Sam, I'll be waiting for you on
Did
the
they
beach.
fix the game?
Remastered.
Building America
Let's
isn't
see.
gonna get rid of the BTs.
I wonder if they added anything.
Vehicles control better. Walking
At
and
least we'll
getting
have hope.
gameplay has been revamped. You can now Tony Hawk your
No
way.
battles.
I don't care about connecting.
I don't
anything.
think this
Oh,
is.
good. More shooting.
You see, I've come to understand the truth.
Oh,
of the
great,
Death
more
Stranding.
Troy Baker. I'm sorry, Troy
Yeah, I
Baker's
was
starting to
about to
get
say.
on my nerves.
Upgraded melee.
That looked fun, the fucking dropkick, but this is all combat. This isn't the fucking core mechanics of the game. How are you gonna make getting from point A to
Oh,
point
good.
B
A firing range.
more fun?
I don't know if
Was that the girl from?
I mean, I disagree, Kev. I wish.
What was it?
Cargo catapult.
Body bot.
Oh my god.
That's funny. So here it is. Here's the traversal shit.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Kojima, you're actually like having fun in this game? This actually kind of looks almost like a video game now.
This looks way more playable.
New story missions. This is what I want to see.
I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
Are you gonna make me pay $60 for it?
Yeah, probably. I need to see more of that gameplay. The new traversal. Do I get that immediately? Like, does it?
September 24th.
Deathloop hits PS5.
Here it is.
Oh, here we go. How far in? Oh, this is it.
Yeah, there's like 5 minutes left, right?
It's over.
Arcane's Violent Vision.
Yikes.
All right, Microsoft, what you got?
Did you see Phil Spencer tweeted to like tune into this?
Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah, he's got a big dick. Sony would never do that.
I've been cutting short your meaningless rampages for some time. It's totally
They're just proud of their work.
That is a typical physiological experience in this place.
I hate to break it to you, but there is nothing.
You know, this kind of reminds me of Bulletstorm.
You're gonna give me that attitude?
Stupid dialogue, 0 out of 10. I'm fucking done with games with dialogue, honestly, like
I
this.
know what's going to happen. Am I supposed to do this every day for the rest of my life? Fuck that. I'm breaking this loop.
I'm Dinga, game director at Arcane Lyon, and I'm here
Oh,
to
suck
give
it,
you a
dude.
special look at Destiny.
I'm on dude.
You are Colt. You're stuck in a time loop on the island of Black Reef where everybody wants you dead.
I like that orange,
To
that
escape,
80s
you have to
spy
take out 8
kind of
targets known as the
70s,
Visionaries
80s.
before the day repeats.
Maybe, I guess
Also,
60s to
one of your
80s kind of
targets,
spy theme.
Juliana, is in the business of hunting
Groovy,
you down.
babe.
Fail to kill the target or die, and the day starts over.
You gotta be kidding me.
But every loop is an opportunity. With every cycle, you will learn more about the visionaries and the secrets of the island by exploring and observing. You will discover their habits
I just hope
and
that this
secrets,
game doesn't get
using
too
that
repetitive.
knowledge
Like
Yeah.
try to
progress
do the
through
same
story.
thing over and over.
Let's jump
'Cause
to
it
a
looks
mission
really
several
cool.
hours into the game to see Colt take on the visionary Alexis the Wolf Dorsey. At this point,
It's
you
a
have already
rogue?
learned from a previous
No.
game that Alexis plans to give a speech
They said
at
it's
his
not a
well-guarded
roguelike.
masquerade party. Let's use that intel to identify Alexis and take
Yeah, I don't think
him
it's
down.
randomized like a roguelike.
I was just thinking.
I want to know what the fuck is going on.
Oh, you don't want that. You're looking for purpose.
I'm looking for the fastest way out of this place.
There are rules, Colt, and sometimes people bend the rules, and sometimes they break them.
I'm guessing this is still a cutscene? Okay, here's
Were you talking when I
gameplay.
was talking?
Oh, that was Dishonored AF.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
I said it was top secret. Okay. See the fireworks in?
I've thought about it, and
I hate how they do that, right?
everyone here.
In video,
What?
in these trailers, like, oh look, they all just exploded at the same time. It's like, yeah, dude, no one's gonna fucking do that. Like, cool, I get it. We've seen this in 40 other games.
No fucking idea what will happen.
True, but
I might
know
do
one
it.
way to find out.
Yeah, but it's like the fact, like, that is like a highlight of this, you know? Instead of just passing off, yeah, we know this is cool, let's move on.
Dying isn't the end.
Shoin said the
died
turning
pretty
doesn't
fast.
seem that smooth. Is it just me?
Die
I
and
agree.
rewind twice before the loop restarts. You have also seen Carnesis that allows you to yank enemies around.
Oh, so you don't go
and
all the way
shifts
back to the
short-range
beginning.
teleport.
You can die twice. You can restart twice before you have to go back to the beginning.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I agree. No, after seeing that turn, it looks very, very bad.
To keep getting yourself killed.
Not smooth. Very slow. Maybe he's using a controller though, so he's probably a scrub.
On his PS5, he might be easy to
Oh,
control.
right, this is fucking not on PC, right?
Here's where Colt died. You can absorb your body to regain residium, a resource that allows
Oh,
you
Dark
to save
Souls,
your favorite
that's cool.
weapons and abilities between loops.
Nice.
Over time, you will build an arsenal of weapons, abilities, and upgrades that you can mix and match between missions to suit your playstyle or the needs of a specific.
Loadouts? This game sucks. Not interested. Fucking hate games with that. Give me everything.
I wonder if this is like a Hitman where each, like, there's like maps and each mission you can kind of like master and then you can move on to the next.
That's probably how it is.
Yeah,
It's very
Mike,
much
that
like
sounds
Dishonored is kind of-
accurate, mate.
You have like one target per mission.
Right.
You have to, and then you unlock the next zone.
Of immersion to your experience.
That'd be
would
kind
definitely
of,
movement feels
Hitman,
different,
it's actually
and
very
weapons
nice
express
in
their
Hitman where like
personality in the
as you
palm of your
get
hands.
mastery in each level, you unlock new weapons and like new starting points. It's actually really fun.
oh yeah, I bet.
Because each one's like its own game in a sense.
Clapping with one hand.
Right, yeah.
Don't stop there. Put them both together. The body count is.
And they're tight. You can do one in like 2 or 3 hours. You can master up a map, which is just nice.
No, I'm not climbing on any cliff or window. Just shut up. Keep your eyes.
There's always multiple ways to approach a target, and we just
I
learned
don't.
of one,
Yeah, I
the back
feel like
entrance
they
to
don't
Dimension.
have.
Conversations like this happen all over Black Reef, and it often pays to stop and listen.
This is running at 60, but that turning looks so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a few months from launch. It's probably not fully optimized yet.
Dude, this is Dishonored 3.
Yeah, I don't get why they made Deathloop. Like, well, I guess so. You know, I can't say that because I criticize Assassin's Creed for not making. This is different than Dishonored. Just has the same controls.
Yeah. Well,
So
same
no.
basic premise, just not stealth-based, is what it seems like. Or not as stealth-based.
I don't know, man.
alert
I haven't
means
seen
your
him
rival,
Ramboing like
Juliana,
us
has
in
invaded your game.
Splinter Cell
Controlled
Conviction.
by another player
And when he
on
did,
the
he
AI,
died.
She's the real deal.
Yeah.
You'll have to be extra vigilant when she's on the hunt.
We didn't die.
Never.
I don't
But
want
sometimes
people
we would
to
have to
invade my
face.
game.
What's up, mate?
I don't want people to invade my game.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm
like,
sure you could turn. I'm sure you could turn
Yeah,
off.
like Dying Light.
You're all business
Yeah.
all the time, aren't
I don't
you?
get
What is
why
your
they think
style?
that's fun, especially in a game as broken as Dying Light.
Chit-chatting when I should be killing motherfuckers, apparently.
Well, not broken. It's just hard.
I'll smoke anywhere, man. I'll smoke at the doctor's office. I'll smoke at a funeral. I'll smoke when people are eating their breakfast right next to me. Fuck your fried eggs. You know what I'm saying?
The Wolves play a sick game. Whoever
Look at that
fails to
animation of
impress
that
the
dude
others
laughing,
with
like,
their
I hate
evil
that shit
deeds
so much.
Goes into the grinder and onto the
And then
demon
did
menu.
you see him fucking
See if you can
immediately
relate.
beeline it? Like it was so unnatural. That's why I hate it. Like just have him nuance that shit.
Yeah. Have some sort of transition animation.
Or just don't make the laugh whole body. You know, make it like a normal human fucking being.
What's up, sluts? I cornered the manufacturing
It
line.
could
What's
be
up,
Alexis.
sluts?
It could also be another masked speaker.
Oh,
So
he
let's hear him
beelined it
out
up
and not
there?
take the
That's
shot.
funny.
And we're dead. Lawsuits, whatever.
Just shoot. Why is it taking so long?
Because he doesn't know if it's the target.
Millions that year.
Oh, do you mission fail?
I don't know.
I mean,
He
killed a
would
lot
just.
of other
That's
people.
not what any gamer
No
would
regard
do,
for
I
others?
feel.
Yeah.
I would
you'd
shoot
be
him.
You'd be noticed, and then.
Yeah, then you just Rambo it and you fucking kill
Alexis
everyone.
just dropped
Oh,
an
wait, he did
upgrade to
kill
the
him.
Carnes's power.
What's
Send
the
a
worst
head
thing
By
that
pressing the
happens? You have to
button?
redo the
time to get
checkpoint.
the hell out of here.
Well, I don't think you can. I don't think it works like that.
Well, you said you get 2 failures, right?
You get 2, yeah, but I don't. You wouldn't want to waste it if you only have 2.
Nah, you would waste 1 and then you fucking balls to the wall in the second. That's what I would do. I would choose this game if I played it. But I'm like, no. Is that cover mechanics?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of
Not
cover.
kind-
It's not
it's-
like snap to cover.
Yeah, it's not snap,
It's
you
just like
just
lean.
lean.
Blam. And then do you like exfil?
Did he just roll on top of a car? I find the
Yeah,
first
he jumped
person
in.
rolling so disorienting. You get 2 tries. After you die, you need to return. Oh, you get 2 tries. After you die, you need to return the game.
But you did.
No refund.
Once.
Yeah, like mediocre.
I can't believe this is what Sony had to show us.
Yeah, why? Why are they doing this? It's just
That's
a
a
waste
wrap
of
for
time.
today. But we'll be back with more breaking
Give me
news and updates
attention after
before you know it.
Xbox just
Oh,
fucking
and this was
killed
captured
it.
from a dev kit or PC, by the way. That just said. So dev kits are renowned for being more powerful. All right, so that's it.
Right.
That was fun.
Oh, and one more
Oh,
thing.
let's take a look at the chat.
Go fuck yourself.
Wait, it's over. What? No games. What? Finally freedom. What, bruh? That was abysmal. The end. Wow. 5 Nights at Freddy's. That was painful. Xbox One 1 out of 10. 0.5 out of 10. No GTA update.
Oh my god.
Sheesh. Nice dudes. 0 games. Stop crying about 5 Nights at Freddy's. Negative 10 out of 10.
Where's Bubsy?
Yeah, this is bad. I don't get why they fucking showed this. I don't
Yeah,
know why they did
what the fuck? It's like 4 indie games and then...
this. Here, I'll pull us up on the stream. How do I, that. Okay. We are up. Yeah, console
So how do
games
you guys
suck,
feel
dude.
having a PS5?
Dude, I haven't touched my PS5. I play FIFA with Mitch. I've done nothing except play WoW, though. Like, there's no reason to play anything else as far as I'm concerned. That game just classic. Oh my god, it makes me remember why I thought this was the best game ever, and still is.
Oh man,
I'm really curious about the Death Stranding director's cut price. Because you guys saw what they're doing with Ghost of Tsushima, right?
Yeah, I know their director's cut. Yeah, fucking
You have to
cool.
pay, if you own it digitally on PS4, you have to pay
like an
30.
upgrade fee?
Is it $30 for the upgrade? I think.
I don't know if that's too egregious.
No, fuck that. You can.
Steve, I
mean, can't you
disagree.
just? But if you have it on PS4, can't you just play it on PS5 anyway?
Mate, you're missing the point. It's the practice.
Yeah,
This is
why
gonna
does
come a
it on
trend.
Xbox? What do they do on Xbox? It runs on the hardware that you play it on.
Yeah.
I know.
So
I'm
what
more
happens is-
concerned about reselling a
have the-
fucking game. Call it a director's cut.
have the
Trying to be a
disc,
film
though,
again.
if
I'm so done with this
What's
shit.
that, Steve?
If you have the PS4 disc, can you not just put it in your PS5, or do you still have to pay?
You still have to pay. You can play
Oh,
the
okay, that's
PS4
bullshit.
you can play the PS4 version.
Mm.
You're gated from playing the PS5 version.
Okay. And the
Xbox.
difference?
The difference is like haptic triggers.
I mean, if it's
dual sense
director's cut, there has to be like added content, right?
There's a new island.
Okay.
Ikishima Island. Let me look up.
And then how much is it without that? Is it 70 or 60?
It's $60 on.
Okay.
It's $60 on PS4. I don't know if they're charging more for it on PS5.
Mm.
Of course, yeah, it's $70 on PS5 and $60 on PS4.
So what did we think of the show?
Yeah, I mean, like.
It was pretty underwhelming.
As proud PS5 owners, how's your investment?
Current. So here's how my investment's going, Steve. You won't get a free upgrade. Current Ghost of Tsushima owners can upgrade to the PS4 director's cut for $20. Then you can pay again for the PS5 version for another $10.
I see.
Oh yeah. Oh, makes perfect sense.
I mean, normally director's cut, you don't just pay an upgrade fee. You just have to pay for the whole game, right?
But this
game
is not
came
film.
out a year. What did this game come out a year ago?
2.
And now they're making me pay for it again on PS5. It just came out. It's not a remake. It's not a remaster. If you want to make me pay for the new island, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like
which
DLC,
it sounds
that's
like they're
fine. But
doing.
you're gonna make me pay $10 for DualSense support? What?
But
What?
that does
What?
sound like what they're making you pay for the DLC, basically.
No. You're paying $20 for the DLC and $10 for the PS5 version.
Okay, so it's a $30 DLC pack essentially.
No.
With
the
more
DLC pack is
non-gameplay.
$20. So I can I own the PS4 version.
Right.
I can pay $20 to get the new island. If
Right.
I want it to run the best as possible on PS5, I have to pay another $10.
Okay. So you're gonna do it?
No.
Okay.
Dude, the only console I played Mario Golf, which that's a shame. Like, it's so fun. Like, the gameplay is great. There's no content. There's
not
no
much to do.
tournaments. There's no How do you not put tournament mode in adventure mode or something? Like,
In a Mario Golf game.
dude, fucking baffling. I don't know. I've been playing. The only console game I've been playing is FIFA with Mitch and then Ninja Gaiden 2. I'll play that occasionally with my mom, which is fun. It's a bit repetitive. It's not as good as Black, but it's still better than most fucking games I play today.
All right, so Steve, here you go.
Ready.
The $10 upgrade gets you Japanese voice acting, lip syncing.
All right, already a $50 value. Go on.
Haptic feedback and adaptive triggers.
Okay, so it works with the controller that you bought. Good to know.
Enhancements to 3D audio, better load times, 4K resolution options. Dude, you're paying for a graphics slider. PC doesn't if you have a 3090 on a PC, you don't have to pay more for the 4K 60 option.
Right.
Dude, console gaming is fucking dead. It's dead. Like, it's been so outdated. But just spend $1,500 on a fucking PC and it lasts you longer than a console generation. I'm not even fucking lying. Like, Kyle's had he's had his couple years, but games fucking, he can get every game to run at 60 still, at great settings, and he can play it on a fucking advanced like mouse and keyboard, which is better. And not to mention all the other things you could do on a fucking PC. And the plethora of games that aren't available on console. If you're buying a console, you're playing 6 games on console that you can't play on PC. Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm just... This industry sucks. My time with WoW, dude, it's... And then seeing the recent patch come out. Yeah, the raid's cool. It is. Like, it's top tier. The fucking raid looks, I think, awesome. But we're just so far from where we used to be. With what Blizzard did with Burning Crusade, dude, there's no gimmicks. There's no you pay a box fee, you sub. There's no in-game shit. We're not gonna sell you mounts in-game or like level boost. We're so big dick confident in our adventure, and you're getting all these zones, you're getting all these dungeons. We know you're gonna fucking enjoy it. That's why we're charging you a premium price and sub. That doesn't fucking happen anymore. No, they have to have tie-ins to make sure. Oh, in case subs fall, which they probably will, because the game sucks. No, dude, Blizzard was big dick. The game was They knew it was fucking good, and it was, and it still is. That's the fucking crazy part. I can't stop playing the fucking game, and I played this game for like 20 years. More than that.
I'm curious.
No, 20 years. Right? No, a little less than 20.
Before you were saying that Assassin's Creed is going live service, what exactly does that entail?
I don't think we know.
It's gonna be
Just
an
like a season
unfinished
pass
mess.
kind of thing. Yeah, probably.
What do you fucking think?
What'd you say, Kev?
It's gonna be an unfinished mess.
Assassin's Creed Infinity is at least, oh yeah, rumored 2024 launch.
Damn.
And they're taking on Fortnite. That's the whole thing I've read about that.
And they're Ubisoft Montreal and Ubisoft Quebec. So what are those two teams responsible for? Ubisoft Montreal. Let's see. Montreal did the Splinter Cell games.
Okay.
Oh my god, dude. Montreal does Far Cry, Watch Dogs, and For Honor. And
So
Ubisoft
decidedly not Assassin's
Quebec.
Creed.
Ubisoft Quebec, I'm assuming, is the Assassin's Creed. Yeah, Ubisoft Quebec has done the last few Assassin's Creed: Syndicate, Odyssey, and they did Immortals: Phoenix Rising. And those two massive studios are now coming together for this Assassin's Creed live service game. So that means no Far Cry. Or maybe they'll shop those to other Ubisoft studios.
But we have the next Far Cry game coming out.
Right, but this is after that.
Yeah.
That comes out this year, and then this is. I'm assuming that team will go all hands on deck for
the next 3 years.
Jesus Christ.
Nothing fucking. There's no integrity left in this fucking industry from the guys making decisions.
Dude, I was thinking about recently how you buy a PlayStation for the exclusives, but what exclusives am I really looking forward to at this point? Because like Ratchet and Clank, I could probably pass on in general, just because I've played Ratchet and Clank games before.
Yeah.
Like Horizon, I would like to play Horizon. Is it a system seller for me? No. God of War, I would love to play the next God of War.
But are you really gonna buy a console just for that? Because dude, I loved it, but
Not
at the same
just
time,
for that, no.
Yeah, dude, I've been watching fucking Peaky Blinders recently, and I'm like, dude, no game has ever made me feel things like this has made me feel. Like games don't come close to film still, and all they want to do is be film instead of try to be real.
Right.
There was a time where they were trying to be real and not be film. Can we go back to that?
Yeah.
I'm
storming. Sorry, it's storming. He's
Poppy,
very scared.
where's the views?
Oh. He's
Views,
shaking.
where's the views?
he's like, can you see in the he's literally
I can see.
quivering.
We found
God of War. Well, Steve, good news. You have a PS4.
Yeah,
Those
true.
are the games you want to play are coming to PS4. So.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And like whatever Naughty Dog does next, whenever that is.
Factions, most likely, which we know nothing about. And we'll get a director's cut of The Last of Us that'll have to pay for.
The only thing I would just buy an Xbox, because at least you don't have to pay much. It's like, I have a console, and the games will run nice, and it's better than because it's better than PC. Just because it runs better than PC right now, that's the only reason I'd say go ahead.
And then whenever the PS5 is at the end of its life cycle, and I can get it on Black Friday with like the best games of the console bundled in, and then I'll get a PS5.
Or just wait for PC. Maybe they'll all be on PC.
Yeah, true.
Isn't it rumored that Ghost of Tsushima is coming to PC?
I thought so.
And wouldn't that come out? The summer of 2020, so a year ago? Or was it? No, I'm sorry, it was summer 2019.
That was. You might be thinking of Sekiro. I don't know.
Let's see.
Sekiro, I think it was 2019.
Oh,
Ghost of Tsushima was summer 2020. So July 20, literally a year ago, and it's already going to be coming to PC. It's pretty crazy.
You look like a man defeated.
Dude, I hate this fucking industry. I'm so done. We've been doing this for like 2 months now, and I can't be like, especially after playing Classic, getting pumped for that somehow and playing that, and now that's all I've done. No,
Well,
no
how do you
gaming experiences come close to that. And this
how
is
do you feel, Kev, about what? Because I know we're not hot on Sony, but how do you feel about what Xbox is doing with the Series X? I mean, there's a lot of positive stuff happening on.
It's
that
cool.
side of the
I
house.
like the business decisions. Do I like the games that are coming out?
Not so much.
Yeah, I mean, like, this has honestly just been a turn since I've gone back to play Classic, and I realized how good of a product it was and how much it demands my time, but I want to spend that time. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna meet so many friends in this world. I don't care if I don't have a life. I want to throw my life away because that's how good this is. Like that, I want a game like that, dude. When's the last time you've played a game like that that's not just, oh, I'm playing it because I'm bored? Genuinely can't fucking pinpoint that at all. Doing something because I want to, because it feels rewarding, and it's just, and I'm meeting people, and I actually have a bunch of nerds around me that feel the same way, and we're all working towards a common goal, and the game isn't telling me I'm a fucking hero and champion. They're like, nah, you're a piece of shit, you're just a regular adventurer, we have no hope in you in defeating these guys. And then you go do it, and you feel fucking big dick, and then you get this sick... It's just life, dude. It's just... It just really made me... Like, I was really coming on board with you guys, like, looking at this positivity, and then TBC has just brought me right back down to earth. I'm like, no. Why? This is just marketing. It's all fucking marketing and trying to get you to spend money. I can't look at this positively. Yeah, sure, it's great that we're getting all these games to Game Pass, and sure, I'll play a couple of them for a couple hours. But then, why do you think Asmon has continuously gone back to WoW? Because it just is... There's always something... Not now, there's always something to do, but you could used to just get Biss and then be a boss and then go around and show like your dick off. It's the world was fun to be in. It was a game that you just wanted to be in. And yeah, it's depressing. I'm really depressed right now with all this shit, because I've really realized that the best game I'll ever play is when I was 12 years old and I had all the time in the world and I didn't and now I'm reliving it, and it's like so sad that nothing's gotten better.
Yeah, I feel the same way about Club Penguin, but it sounds like, I mean, a lot of these things that you're talking about sound like they're specifically for like a social game, like an MMO style game. I don't think that a lot of other games are going to be able to provide like what you're looking for.
Well, I thought I got the same thing from like Borderlands 1. Not a single game on the PS4 it hooked me, honestly. Gears of War got me. FIFA 12. I know that's different. It was just a solid game.
Yeah.
Just some of those games that I honestly like. Zombies at the time, COD Zombies, World at War, Black Ops. Those types of things. Like, there's definitely like Ratchet Deadlocked, loved. Just worlds that you just want to stay in. Silent Hill 2. That just demand your everything. Not
Mike,
something
I'm
that's shot in the pan.
On PS5, what games are you most looking forward to now? Now that we see, especially, I don't know, what they have to offer coming up with this Xbox killer event.
I don't think that there's anything, honestly.
Wow.
I'm really excited. There's 3 games that I'm really looking forward to. The Ascent, which is coming to Game Pass in like 2 or 3 weeks. Hades is also coming to Game Pass, I think, the week after or 2 weeks after that in early August. And then there's a third game.
We have F1 next week, by the way. I'll be playing that.
Oh, F1's next week?
Yes, with the co-op career mode. So that's fucking sick.
That'll be fun. I can't even remember what it's called. It's like a tower defense, base building, like mech game that's also coming to Game Pass, and it looks so fun.
Damn.
So it's 3 like indie Game Pass games. I mean, God of War, I'm excited.
Whenever
Obviously
that is.
Horizon, I'm very excited. But
Is Horizon this year?
there's still no date, I don't think.
Oh man, dude.
I don't think they announced the date.
I
Horizon.
wonder if this is gonna bite Sony in the ass by the end of the year.
What? What?
Just like their showings recently compared to Xbox showings. Like 'cause
PS
I know that how much they outpaced Xbox thus far. I wonder if it's, gonna reflect by the end of the year if Xbox hasn't caught up, if they, start getting close.
PS5 is still the fastest selling console ever.
Yeah, and I wonder if over the next 6 months if that
I
changes.
think that might slow down for sure.
We'll see. It's
We'll
cyclical.
see. I don't know.
Yeah.
PS3 outsold.
You know why I think I
360
feel
after.
maybe a little more connected to what Xbox is doing is because it's a sub, right? I pay a sub for WoW. It's like when you have a category, because WoW essentially is 1,000 games almost in one. Like the amount of just how fucking good it is. But when you have a sub and I can play all these different games, some socially, some by myself, it's like you get all of that in the sub. So it's like you're paying for a game anyway. And I think maybe that's like when I see individual games come out, it's like, you expect me to fucking buy this? You realize that games used to fucking have a full package that actually showed something new. That's what I don't fucking get. Everyone just wants to be fucking hype, market, Twitch, done. Repeat.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of games are trying to be the last game you ever play.
Yeah.
And they just can't all do it right.
It's a game where, like, I think that's where WoW was. It just wanted your time, but you gave it your time because it demanded it. Not in any negative connotation way. It took a while for sure to accomplish things. But these games, like, we want you to spend time here, but then we're going to put these systems in place, kind of like how retail WoW is now, where you can't get out of the loop because it's going to take weeks due to time gating to get shit done anyway. Like The Division, right? Oh, here's the next patch. It's going to completely wipe out all progress.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I was just gonna ask if WoW is like that, where the meta changes with every like update. So like you do all this grinding and you're like OP, you're the best, and then the new shit comes out, or they nerf stuff, and then you're like you have to do it again to then get to the new meta, and then the next month there's another patch, and then you have to do it like you just keep kind of getting in that
patch resets,
cycle of
essentially. New expansion comes out, highest eye level, and then you have to pray to God with RNG that you get like the right stats on the gear. The thing about WoW retail right now, how bad it fucking is, you have to go to the third-party website and pay for a simulation for theory to see if that piece of gear is actually better than what you're wearing, because it's not apparent. It's the casual player can't look at it. You can't look at a piece of gear and be like, "Oh, that's better than what I have." Compared to TBC Classic, where you get a new upgrade and you fucking immediately know, everyone can get excited and you equip it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's that chasing that best in slot, and that's essentially like the end goal. And then once you get it, you're kind of done. You don't need to play anymore. The difference between old WoW and then retail WoW resets you. You're now at the base level again when the new patch comes out, and then you have to raid again. You can skip the old raid now if you're new. You don't have to do it because the world quests and all the content will naturally just give you gear, so you can just get ready for the new raid. TBC was, you're new, you get 70. You go through the dungeons. You go through Kara, Gruul's, Maggie. Once you do that, then you go to Serpentshine, Tempest Keep. Once you do that, then you could go to Black Temple. And Mount Hydril, then you could go to Sunwell. There's that progression. So throughout the entire expansion, there would be some pieces that are literally best in slot the entire expansion. So that time isn't wasted. It feels good knowing that you got a piece that is, I'm going to have that the rest of the time. Like, that's already the best thing. Makes you feel good. Like, your time's not being wasted. So next patch comes out, it's done. You're fucked. And every game wants to be retail now.
Yeah, and so did WoW see like a mass exodus of players, because this doesn't seem like the right way to like keep people along.
Lich King was the peak, and then Kata came out and started to go downhill. And now it's just they can't do it right, and now people are leaving for Final Fantasy and Ashes of Creation Alpha this weekend. People are excited about New World, and then they release Classic, and people come back, and then they accomplish that, and then they leave, and then they'll come back at the new patch to see the content again, and then they leave. It's just like every fucking... Well, that's fine, though, because at least that experience is great, and it's built on community, and that's magical, because no other game is built on community and social. It's one of those games where you could play it by yourself, have fun, and then your friend comes in, and it's, like, immediately better, because you're going on an adventure. But now in retail, oh, you're both champions, you don't have to fucking, you know, it's so easy. It's not that I want a social game, it's I want a game that's just... Be confident in your fucking self, right? Like No Man's Sky, they shut themselves away and be like, here, like, this is good. What's the last game that I played that was really, like, big dick confident? Maybe God of War? Maybe?
I mean, games like that are always pretty confident in themselves, I would say. Like, would you say that Uncharted 4 was confident?
No, because they were trying to be something else. They were trying to be a summer blockbuster, as Neil said. We wanted to make a big blockbuster film that everyone goes sees. Okay, cool. You're not trying to be a video game. Awesome. I feel like with God of War, they literally tried to just remake it, and they didn't sell the film side. Because everyone knew the combat. Their connection to God of War was combat and that feeling with Kratos. And so I feel like on that, and they added on all these RPG elements that some people didn't like. Admittedly, sure. But it was something when you're playing, it's great. But admittedly, once I beat it, it's there's nothing wrong with beating a game and not wanting to go back to it. Every game doesn't have to be WoW. But that is why WoW is special, and that's how I kind of rate games. If I can keep coming back to a game and put months of slash played in a single game on a single character, that's special. Really, really special, because there's not many games. The game I was going to bring up earlier, Mike, that we've both played, a game that demands your time to get better, but you also want to put the time in. Rocket League.
Oh.
I've never played a game like that since. Like, something that demanded my time, but I also wanted to keep playing because that moment to moment is so fun. And you can play it solo, but once you get a friend in there, it's way more fun. It's that same concept kind of with WoW. We put 1,000 hours into that game. And I would still go back to it. That's incredible to me. And it was a free game. And they've not slammed monetization down your throat. It was a game that was confident with what could be explored in their mechanics that you just don't see. It was such a fresh idea.
I think you see that a lot in competitive team-based games too. Just that want to get better, but also the fact that you can build a community around it that keeps people coming back. I mean, take like League of Legends, for example. That's a game that is some people's like only game because it is competitive, and there is a super high ceiling to like strive for, just like Rocket League, and you can play it with your friends.
I hate League. Yeah, but I think that's a great example.
And
Rainbow Six Siege too.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege. I'm not into battle royales, but I feel like you saw the same kind of thing with like Apex Legends and things like that. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of those just competitive team-based games, you don't see a lot of great ones that come out. And Rocket League was the last one I think that did something pretty new. I don't know any other games that really play like Rocket League.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Another thing that, like, why WoW is great is because it was made by nerds who fucking played Dungeons and Dragons in their basement. They were geeks, dude. They were like Chris Metzen's like, dude, I've been playing Paladin since I've been 12 years old and I see no reason to change. I'm like, yeah, that's the person I want making my game. You are just full passion. You care about this shit. He's talking about, look, we want Warcraft. We want to, yes, there's Tolkien and stuff. We want our world to stand up by itself. We want it to be unique. I'm like, dude, people don't make games like this. When they talk about their game, they're talking about some fucking message. He's like, dude, I'm trying to go down in history as one of the great fantasy worlds. and you have to put the work in. You really have to think about this and not try to be cliche. And they fucking did it. Today,
what was so exciting about Elden Ring? That felt different. I feel like everyone reacted differently to that trailer, in the sense that that's a game that people are genuinely excited for and feel like is something to get excited about. I don't know. I'm just trying to think about how to respond to all this, and I just don't feel like we're getting much that's different or new. Like Horizon it's Ghost of Tsushima again. It's a beautiful open world, and it's highly polished AAA. We've seen it a million times. We're not really getting anything that's different. I don't know.
I think like with WoW, where I mean, look at the game. You know, it's not the best looking game. It just has a style, but it's not. You know, you're figuring out numbers and whatnot, and there's something that just magical about the world. You can't explain it. It's just the world is massive. It's connected. It's beautiful. It's just you want to be in it, and that's what I got from Elden Ring. It's like, holy fuck, I want to be in this world. It's the first time I've seen that in a while where like, this looks fucking massive, interconnected, and just fucking open. Like, oh my, this forest reminded me of fucking WoW. And I was like, I want to be there. I just want to live there. It reminded me of Elven Forest, the Human Starting Zone, in Duskwood. Just these big trees, huge trees. Just this fantasy fiction, massive trees. And you're like, this is home. It feels comforting because this is what I dreamed about as a kid type thing.
Yeah, for me, Elden Ring, I mean, dude, those character designs just looked like full of creativity. And that's not saying too much when it comes to gameplay or something like, oh yeah, the models look good and all that. But to me, it spoke to what I hope is a care to detail that is like taken throughout the rest of the game, is how just like intricate and interesting they looked, in addition to how fluid the combat was and all that. I haven't played much of any From games, but Elden Ring looks exciting to me, and I'm not even like a fanboy in the way that oh my god, I can't wait for another Dark Souls, baby, but in an open world. So it actually does look super interesting.
Mike, to like say about what about Elden Ring was different compared to like Bloodborne. When I first saw Bloodborne, I'm like, oh, this looks cool, you know. It was just like something. It had a little extra something, and I might accredit this to George R.R. Martin. It's world building, right? It's what I say about WoW. I can't describe it, but it has that world. I feel that in that world. It's like, okay, there's meaning behind everything here. Meanwhile, before, it's like, why is this set in London? It's Lovecraftian. It's like, why is it set in that kind of world for Bloodborne? Sure, the designs. Everything feels like it has a purpose in Elden Ring, from that trailer at least. It has that backing that's not set in your face, but it's in the world in some way, shape, or form. And it's not going to be told through narration or any of that. It's clever. Which is like what I liked about WoW, you know. The story, there was a story, and there's a lot of moving parts, but it's about your adventure. Your adventure through this world is what matters. It's not really the story. Sure, Warcraft 3, it was about these characters, but you're not playing as them now. You're the character in your story. That's what's fucking great, and I hope it seems like this is like that's usually the route in FromSoft games. You're just a dreamer. You're a fellow dreamer. You're nothing special. Many of you have come before. Not much hope in you. There's just something a little extra about this Elden Ring. A game that also I think had something like it was Kingdom of Amalur. Mike, I know you played that.
I loved that game back in the day.
If you remember that first starting zone, it had huge fucking trees, these big barks.
It all comes back to the big trees.
Well, it's like that world, right? It's fucking. It just immediately says, dude, this world's massive. It's really fucking big. And then you go to like the desert area and all that shit. you would move throughout these different environments and it was connected, but it's like you in that game, granted, you were the chosen one, but that was only set in like stories. Other than that, you're just like an adventurer passing through, you know, helping people with
Yeah.
side quests, and then you go through
Kingdoms
these
of-
mini dungeons.
The world in Kingdoms of Amalur for me was that one step removed from Tolkien-esque high fantasy, where, yeah, there were like dwarves and magic and knights and all that, but there were, I forget exactly what the race was called, but it was just this race of immortal beings, and they had a whole culture about them, because the fact that they live forever means that they rarely ever see anything new. So tradition and history was a huge part of their culture, and every year they would reenact and retell the same stories. And I was like, I just thought like that's actually an interesting type of new thing. They're not just elves and dwarves and orcs. And that world, unlike something like Skyrim, where I don't know, Skyrim to me was, as much as I love that world, it is pretty bog standard fantasy in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Kingdoms of Amalur,
It's
I mean,
specific.
it is very specific. And they hired, I forget the name of the writer as well, but they hired a well-known fantasy writer to create that world and do all the world building from scratch. And I think it really showed off. It's a shame what happened to the studio, but I'm hoping that Elden Ring does a similar kind of thing where they can build this very unique world with George R. R. Martin at the helm.
Yeah, it's just sometimes they just feel the need to tell us everything. All this dialogue, all these characters have to say this shit, and it's just not what makes media good. You know, when I listen to music, they're not telling me, "Oh, here's the G sharp." And like in a game where Cortana's telling Master Chief to hold on in Halo 4. Or Ratchet's telling me, we gotta go here, instead of, you just give me a box on the screen that tells me my mission. You don't have to fucking say that. All this fucking... I just don't know... I don't know what this industry wants from its products anymore. I get they want money. They've made that abundantly fucking clear.
Money.
But what do they want from their products?
I don't think they want anything. I don't think that they want anything from the products except for them to make the money. I think that's really it.
I just don't. I don't get this fucking. I don't know. This must be like the most sickening industry to work in now. I feel like everyone that wanted to make a game before was because they wanted to make something cool, like fun. It's like, oh, dude, this would be so cool. Now it's like, I don't know what people want to make.
It sounds like you're describing the indie scene.
Right, yeah. Like I'm trying to think of now from the indie scene, like what are they making? Sure, you have a couple good ideas here and there, but all of it just
people love,
like Valheim. Not the indie scene. The problem with the indie scene is that everyone thinks their game is good, and I hate that's not good for any scene. It's just the fact that almost a lot of games can get noticed because of Steam. They're making game without thinking about game. Like, just put some thought and try to be okay, but it's kind of like that. It's okay to have be like things, but how are we better? What are we doing that actually is gonna make people feel a fucking certain way that's gonna make them want to play the game? It's the whole thing. I feel like right now, and especially the AAA scene, it's not about feel anymore. It's trying to get you to feel. And not about what's happening moment to moment. It's about, okay, but then this set piece happens here, that happens here, this character has to do that. I'm like, okay, but what's the player thinking when they're walking from point A to point B and it's the most boring fucking thing ever?
I will say one game that was showed off today that makes me feel differently was, what was that one? The karate one, Shifu or something? Sifu. That game looks like those designers actually set out to make a game that was different and played and controlled differently than most of the other stuff I've seen, or at least that it took that standard Shadows of Mordor / Batman / Spider-Man / Assassin's Creed combat system and actually refined it to be something that's engaging and challenging. I'm excited to like actually read reviews of that and feel that game and see how it works, because that combat I really hope it's not just a bunch of cinematics strung together when you press the
Yeah.
counter button.
Yeah,
you
my
know?
reservations are what Mike said during the review.
If there's like a left arm button and a right arm button and a left leg and a right leg, and you actually have to parry and
It's like QWOP.
do all that kind of stuff in time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if it's QWOP ass combat. But yeah, no, nothing else shown off today really.
Because we've been bare. I mean, Mike, I don't mean at all to diss how you consume games or how you look at the medium at all, but I can't see Horizon or any of these games coming out being more than a platinum for you. A little bump in your journey on the road rather than being the road itself.
Such an interesting point. The really memorable stuff for me was all when I was younger and not even that into the hobby like I am now, where like I play everything that comes out. But I don't know. No, Horizon Forbidden West is not going to stick with me. I mean, the first Horizon didn't. It's more the hobby's more a distraction for me than it is something that very few games I love outside of being something that distracts me from my day-to-day life and helps pass the time and keep me occupied and keep my brain doing something. I don't know.
I feel like oftentimes for you, when I hear you like gush about a game, it's when it's in a completely new genre or something like that. Like, I remember you talking about Persona 4 Golden back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. And whereas, like, at the time, how many JRPGs had you played? Like Pokemon, if that counts?
A good question. I don't
Final
know.
Fantasy 13, I guess?
I felt the same way about Persona 5 Royal.
Okay.
Though, to be fair.
Yeah. So there's still some hitters in there.
Yeah, but like Ghost of Tsushima, I haven't finished. Ratchet and Clank, I haven't finished.
That says all you need to know about Ratchet and Clank, by the way.
Yeah,
the
not
platinum's
a very long
like
game, is it?
the platinum's like 10 hours, and I haven't. I've played
That
maybe
game is an
6 in the last
88
few
on
weeks.
Metacritic and a 9 from users, and they couldn't be more fucking wrong. Donkey's video sums it up perfectly. It looks great. Everything else kind of shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I need to kind of gather my thoughts on and articulate the kind of blasé feeling that I have about the industry. It's more a not a vice isn't the right word, but I have things that I want to do in my life. Like I want to move out, right? I want to be out of my parents' house. And games used to be the thing that I was excited about, and my life would be waiting for a game. And now I'm using games to wait or to speed up speed up the perception of time passing so I can get to what I want to do. I don't know if that makes sense at all.
We're also doing this, which is by and large games, which could speed up to your destination depending on people viewing and watching.
The things that I used to be waiting for were games, and now the things that I'm waiting for are not games anymore.
Right.
And I don't know if that's a me thing, if that's an industry thing, because the industry's not giving me something that I'm really like.
No, that's valid. I felt the same way. I used to be excited about games, and now I'm not. And then I played Burning Crusade, and dude, I feel like my 12-year-old self again. Like, what the fuck is that? I wake up and the only thing I want to do is play WoW. The only fucking thing month and a half straight now. It's all I want to do. It's all I can almost fucking think about. I have to force myself to play music. All I want to do is just sit here and play WoW.
Like that South Park episode.
Yeah, that's South Park. It's famous. Dude, I remember Halo. All I wanted to do was play Halo. Fuck, Halo 3, Reach. I just wanted to get home and play the multiplayer. That's it. I I remember when I was going through Ninja Gaiden Black, that's all I wanted to do. Like, holy shit, I can't wait. I would go work out. That's all in my mind. That's it. I hate to say it, but even Oddworld, Soulstorm, all I wanted to do was fucking beat that shit. Get it done with.
Yeah, that was more an OCD thing than it was.
That was more this
For the
game
bo-
fucking
for the
sucks,
both
and
of
I
us,
need to
that
beat
was-
the developers at this. It wasn't
That
because
game
of
was like a mental illness more
Yeah.
than.
I agree. Wow, but dude, I'm always thinking, okay, my pally needs this. I want to get this. I want to be able to be ready for Karazhan next week. So you gotta go. You're fucking preparing. You're like, okay, I gotta finish the attunement and get CJ. Hopefully, the guild will fucking help out. Do some dungeons together. Once WoW passes, I'm gonna go right back to I fucking think this is terrible.
Would you say you felt the same way about like Doom Eternal?
Doom was special for sure. I haven't gone back to replay it, but I always tell myself I really need to. I don't know why I haven't gone back to play it, but yeah, that game's just, it's strange. It's a really good question. I think the game's amazing. And I read through all the lore. I read through every fucking piece of paper in that game. Beat it, 100%ed it. More than 100%ed it, actually. But I didn't go back on higher difficulties, which I think would have
There's
made it
still
less
stuff
fun.
coming out. The industry hasn't completely, I don't know, ended itself.
But mate, one was like, we're talking half decades at a time before we get something that almost it breathes air on the itch that WoW leaves. Because nothing, I've come to admit, nothing will ever come close to it. WoW, what it was. I'm glad I at least got to experience it as a kid when it was hot and everyone was playing. Because now it's, it's sad. You're looking back at your childhood and all the time that you could spend on it. And how it demands your time again. It's your old friend saying, hey. And this friend has gone off to be something, a successful business and whatnot. And you just want to say hey to when it was younger. It's so sad, dude. It's really fucking sad. And how no one has come close to it. No one. I watch Final Fantasy. There's too much dialogue. You're the champion. Every game's the champion. You always play as the chosen one. Rather than you're playing as like the chosen one's bodyguard or something. But even then, you're still part of the chosen
Oddly
party.
specific.
We're just like, why can't we just play someone?
You know what you'd like? There's a game where you play as like a real underdog. It's called Cyberpunk 2077.
That game as well. It's like you're a business dude. You choose one of those paths, and then it all funnels to the same thing.
Yeah.
Your story is no different than anyone else's story. And be like, well, Kev, Skyrim, your story could be your own. Yeah, but the world sucks. Blizzard, like, old WoW has set that bar too high. And there's a reason it has been the only MMO for 20 years.
Maybe try RuneScape.
I had a chat with someone.
RuneScape's dope.
I had a chat when I was streaming WoW with the dude who was talking about classic RuneScape and whatnot. And how people wanted that back because the new one sucked. And that game looks like trash, by the way. Old RuneScape. Like, way worse than WoW. But it doesn't matter. If the gameplay is good, that's the only thing that matters. People don't... I just don't understand what they're thinking. Like, Mike, you have a problem with the trees in Infinite. I just care about the gameplay. I think it looks too slow, almost. Like, I want to make sure that's speedy. Like we said, dude, with looks. Ratchet and Clank's the most beautiful fucking game ever, with all the detail and all that. Doesn't make the game good. It still fucking sucks.
Yeah.
We played Rocket League not because it was great. We put 1,000 hours in because it had depth. It was actually a good video game. It was a video game. That's why I'm fucking sick and tired of these things trying to be filmed.
I go back to what Steve said about Elden Ring and how. So Steve, you thought the character design was indicative of an attention to detail and a love for the world, and that's where I look at Halo Infinite and the trees. I'm like, that's what your like forest looks like, is like these copy pasted trees. And Ratchet and Clank, if you go outside of the bounds of like the cookie cutter paths for all of the collectibles and the main story, like you see the facade peel away.
Yep.
And that, I don't know. That's
the thing is,
that's
though,
the difference, I think, is that attention to detail that we're lacking, because all these studios want the Assassin's Creed live service. It's going to be the same shit as Valhalla, where all the activities are copy pasted over and over again just to kind of keep you playing, keep their costs down, and keep maximal financial investment and time investment from their players.
But so in WoW Classic, right, dude, you can see like the terrain copy and pasted so much time. You see the patterns in the water. It doesn't break the fucking immersion. You see how shitty the goddamn trees look.
Yeah, but when did that game come out?
2007. 2004 was the original. It doesn't even fucking matter though, because the gameplay's so fucking good. That it's like that. If those shitty trees add to everything, not because there wasn't even a time where I'm like, holy shit, like these trees look so good. I'm like, they're big trees. Like, wow, this is a fantasy world. This is really cool. I'm so in. Daenerys, this big open desert. You would get the character and the atmosphere from the environments. It was specific attention to detail, but it was the world that gave character. And in like these modern games, it's like you put so much time into the environment, it means nothing. You just wanted it to look pretty, but your gameplay sucks. Therefore, there's a disconnect. That's why I always feel like that God of War demo. It's Kratos in the dev space. It's just this white room, and he's not walking on any floor. It's just combat testing and whatnot. That's how I feel every AAA game looks to me now.
You mentioned the gameplay in World of Warcraft. What specifically do you like about the gameplay? Because as an outsider, it looks like...
It's not a game to watch.
No... Yeah, it looks like Diablo, honestly. Like, it looks like Diablo gameplay.
Which
isn't much to write home about.
Dude, I swear, this is the best quote Asmon had about his content and his stream. He's like, gameplay, we're working on that. He knows that WoW isn't good gameplay to watch. He doesn't care. The whole point about it is it's about the community. It's about him. Like, he can talk about anything. He's just streaming that game because he likes chatting with friends, with other people. And that's what WoW was. Come on, chat with your guild. You wanted to pass time and you talk to someone. It was that world. The gameplay.
And can you not do that in the newer expansions?
Oh, you can.
Get on with your guild.
Yeah, but getting a guild's hard. It's so antisocial. The game's so you can do everything yourself. There's a dungeon finder. You hit Q, and now 20 minutes go by. Okay, you're in. You don't even say a word to anyone in the dungeon because they're not hard. You just fucking plow through. The tank can't lose aggro. You don't have to pay attention to anything. You just face roll your abilities. Yeah, sure, the gameplay now, you have a rotation. You have like 6 to 7 abilities that you use. I talked to Mitch about this. Retail WoW, you have less abilities that you use more. In Classic, you have more abilities that you use less. There's way more niche abilities. Every class now in Retail have the same fucking abilities. Everyone has an interrupt. Everyone has that. Everyone has this. Everyone has that same thing in you have a combo point system where you're reaching to get to that, and then you activate that, then you do more damage, and then you reset, and that's the loop. Classic's like, you're a warlock, you got full gear and raids, just spam that one button. You're just spamming Shadow Bolt. But it's for some reason, you're seeing these big fucking numbers come up, and you might think that's boring, but then you think about how hard you work to get to that spot. Where, oh my god, dude, these numbers are big, and I'm contributing to this raid so much. It's so fucking simple. Such boring gameplay that is good. How does that fucking work, right? What spell is this game casting? I mean,
That sounds a lot, Kev, like Death Stranding for me. Where like a lot of people look at it like, what the you just walk, like you just take packages, like, and you walk to the next.
Right.
What?
See, the
but there is
difference
something about it that is special.
Because I know, like I got excited a bit about Death Stranding because this kind of reminds me of classic WoW. You don't have a mount. This is pre-level 40. You gotta fucking walk across these massive zones. It's a journey that you gotta navigate terrain. Difference is, you fucking turn on a dime in that game. Norman Reedus looks like he controls like a pile of fucking shit. And like
there's weight to the physics. I don't think that's
right.
a bad
the
thing. I
thing
think
was,
that it's more...
in WoW, it was just about navigating your way there. It's a fucking tedium in Death Stranding. Not only do you have to get there, you have to navigate packages, wait, you have to decide what to carry and all
That's
this.
the game, though. That's the fun of the game. That's fun.
It's intentional.
That's
right.
That's the point.
But the vehicles control like shit. That WoW has a
like,
mount that
how
controls on a dime.
how do I pack my load so that I can make it? All right, I'm a little overweight, but I want to do this in one run, so now I gotta be really careful, and I have to balance as I'm like.
Right.
And then you come across, and you're overweight, and you come across this like river, and some dude in another game left a ladder that you can walk across. And you thank the fucking Lord that they left you something because they wanted to help travelers coming after them. Like it's the same essence.
Right.
As what you're describing in World of Warcraft that was so special. It's the same thing.
But
it's similar. It's similar.
It's similar. I wouldn't say it's the same because to me, like
it's
that would wear on me really fast. Because
sure,
it doesn't
someone
WoW.
Could say that about, but someone could say that about WoW just the same.
No, for sure. The fucked up thing about WoW is that you're running all this way just to turn a quest, and you're like, "Fuck, why am I doing
you're
this?"
running all this fucking
but
for
then
a package. It's the same.
But then
It's
you
literally the
level.
same.
Then you level. You get that next talent point, and you put that in, and you get stronger. It's like, oh, I can wear this. I can do that dungeon now. I can go back to my trainer.
It's so funny
and
how
change.
similar. It's so funny how the parallels between the two games are. You have a purpose and you level up the different I forget what they're called, the different distribution centers, and you get new equipment and like you can like zip line around, like it's crazy.
No, yeah,
it's crazy.
no, I like that was one of the reasons why. But then I saw it in action, and it just I don't know. It just seemed meh to me.
So, Mike, are you paying $30 for that director's cut on PS5?
I don't know. I was looking before to try to find the like the price details for upgrading. I gotta see what they nickel and dime me for. I'm not sure.
Right.
But I'm excited about that. But I don't. The thing is, I don't want to do it for another 80 hours. Like do all of that going from zero, like and then having to walk and like not having any of the good equipment and having to do all that again. I'm not sure if I want to do. If I could transfer my save, 100%. I would.
Yeah.
I think I would do it.
See, that's where that's why I don't get. This is where WoW is fucked up. It takes you forever to get to cap, right? Like we're talking days of slash play, and then you get to cap, and you're like, if you level another character, you know it's gonna be a long time, but then you level another character, and it's a completely different experience. You're going through the same zones again, or maybe not. Maybe you're experiencing different zones. It's a different journey. How that's fucked up. It's a game that's supposedly not supposed to be alt friendly because of how long it takes to get one character cap. Dude, I just leveled in a week. My priest was level 20. I fucking grinded him out to 50 in a week, and that was hefty grinding. But holy shit, and then I hit 44, and I was like, oh my god, the shadow priest got smooth as fuck, and you feel like, oh, this is amazing. You just feel the heroine, and then you do like the Southern String of Thorn Vale, and you turn in 9 quests at once, and you just see that XP bar go, whoa, and it's heroine, and then that fills it, and you go out, and it's just, fuck. I don't get it. I don't understand it, because it's a game, like, if you were to watch it by today's standards, it's like, dude, this takes too long, but then you start playing it, and you're like, a spell gets cast on you. But granted, it's still not for everyone. But I remember Kyle saying, we played a private server. It's like, I don't know if I'll get into it. And then he started playing. And you get into it. It's fucked up. You just get immersed. I don't understand it. And then Burning Crusade just fixed all the class problems. Fucking, I'm playing a paladin, and I'm tanking, and you actually have to have some intelligence because it's not retail, where anyone and their mother could tank, right? Because you just naturally hold aggro. You don't even have to cast any abilities, and you just hold aggro. But back then, you had to tell DPS sometimes, look, if it's single target, I know if I'm a paladin. If I'm tanking, I'd be like, look, I don't hold aggro that well on single target. Like bosses, you got to give me a couple seconds, let me pick up aggro, then start fucking firing away DPS. It's like that thing you have to communicate. I'm like understanding now why people still love raiding. It's because it's that teamwork of classes of something that is like in this fantasy world. Oh, I have this ability, I can use this, that. It's like you're playing D&D. I never played D&D, but it's just like a bunch of geeks and nerds coming together. And that's what we are, and that's what I just want to be. I'd love to just fucking, if someone walked in and was like, dude, you're talking about someone using like spell steal and then you're going to spell lock them. I'm like, yeah, dude, but in the moment you're enjoying the fuck out of it. And the only time like that happened is when we play Rocket League or something. It's like, oh, dude, I just missed the aerial. And you're like, fucking, you're up, you're holding on, 2-1, 30 seconds left. You're holding on for your life, you win. It's like those moments. It's like, is the reward, does it match the effort? Rocket League, it's not all the time. WoW, it's not all the time, the reward. But in Rocket League, you go down 2-0 in the first three, like, you got 3 minutes left, and you got to claw it back. You get one back with, like, 1:25 left. And you know you're putting all fucking pressure on, then you get it. You keep the ball in the air for 10 seconds after the clock hits 0, and then you put it in, and then you're in overtime. There's, like, those are special fucking moments. For example, I'm tanking Underbog in WoW. I'm with CJ. It's me, like, I'm getting thrown around. Everyone else is fucking dead. There's the healer and a DPS is still alive. And I'm like, I know exactly where this is going. The boss is almost dead. It's going to be me and the boss. And I have to clutch this somehow. And I got my bubble ready, which makes me immune for 12 seconds. I have my fucking lay on hands, which full heals me. And dude, you just fucking, you're in the moment and you're just waiting. Auto attack. It's so slow, but everything fucking matters. And you don't have much control, but you're going. You save your abilities, and then when the boss goes down, holy fuck, everyone just explodes. Chat goes crazy, you're going crazy, and it's just a special fucking moment. How many games have you played with those moments? The Souls games pride themselves on these hard boss fights. Returnal, supposed to be like that. Oh my god. But for you, Mike, it was a relief to get by.
It's just relief, yeah.
It's like, oh, because then I have to do that again. And WoW, if we wipe, we just have to, it's a long run back. You know, it could be 5-minute run back, which is brutal. You think Dark Souls is tough. At least you're alive. This is literally 5 minutes of running back to your corpse. It's fucking brutal, but it builds the journey. And to have another go. I genuinely don't know games that have that feeling. That's why I play clubs. Because winning matches is a special feeling where the reward matches the effort. It's just one of those things. Like Deathloop, does what you're doing, does that what the effort really match whatever your reward is? I'm not sure it is. Like Oddworld, the fucking effort did not match the reward at all, any way, shape, or form. The effort that
Are you saying that in a lot of games the reward is not big enough for the effort?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think a lot of games, the problem is that the reward is too big for the effort. Like they present you some grandiose finishing reward thing for doing something that was pretty easy and basically anybody playing the game can do.
No, I agree. I think that also ties into the argument of the being too big. Like Diablo 3, let's take that. You get capped so quickly. Once the seasons came out. Not vanilla Diablo 3 actually took fucking a long time. It was actually a journey. It was good. Vanilla Diablo 3, good. Retail, how it is now, where you just get the cap so quick. I'm like, dude, that journey's gone now. There's nothing. I don't. It's like you want to explore the. There's nothing wrong with people that just want to explore cap, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the game is worse because of it. Because now you're not as connected to your character. You're just like, oh, I have all that gear on my character, rather than, dude, I went through a fucking shitstorm to get him to where he was. Because it's just, now in Diablo, it's like, oh, you just have to get lucky. Back then, it's like, oh, I actually put a lot of time in. It took so long to get the cap. But the thing is, where that's like, most games today that have a journey like that, people are like, oh, it's too long. It's because the journey sucks. That gameplay, it's, yeah, I still complain about fucking WoW leveling not being long enough, short enough.
Steve, I think I'm thinking about Horizon Forbidden West, and it's like we were talking about how, or I was talking about how the combat looks so engaging and is so good because of how smart it is and how you're strategically picking off different armor plates and hitting explosive parts on the monsters, and you can play that whole game and just like shoot like bows at things, and you'd still be able to finish the game and win the game.
So wrong.
And I think that's imagine the thought of this is tantalizing. Horizon Horizon made by From, where they're these crazy, like, imagine if Dark Souls bosses were these really dynamic and changing battles where you're knocking pieces off them and you're targeting different body parts. That, I think, Kev, all the stuff you're saying is like, we're missing that. All of these games are catering to the least common denominator. And
Yeah.
Steve, like you said, anybody can beat any of these games, and there's not really anything special about doing so. I think that might be where part of the
I agree. So like
issue is.
raiding, let me bring up raiding and mechanics in WoW. You know, there's you have looking for raid, which is for people that wear helmets. You have normal difficulty, heroic, and mythic. The mechanics get harder as you go up the difficulties. The thing is, though, are the mechanics. I was watching Asmund do the brand new 9.1 Chains of Domination raid. I'm like, dude, this place looks sick. The mechanics look so fun. It's you have to dodge these things, or some things, oh, you have this debuff, you have to do that, make sure you dispel that debuff. Like, these guys have to dispel, move out. Okay, we have to spread out at this point. You have to put so much effort in. The problem is the reward usually isn't worth it in retail. That's the problem. Like, the fights are cool, the loot system sucks right now. Rather than how it used to be, where it'd be master loot, and when you're down to boss, you knew someone in the raid was getting better gear, which then in turn helps the raid. I agree. I think Horizon excites me if it wasn't so casual. And I hate to use that word. Just like, why not? The only way you can kill these, you have to do the mechanics. Why
it's
not?
the same reason Resident Evil 8 is not a true survival horror
You just
game.
shoot a bunch of times.
Yeah. But we're coming up on like an hour 40. Do we want to?
We can
wrap
continue
it
this
soon,
another
or-
time.
Yeah, I think we should regroup. We're kind of talking in a bit of circles, and I think that we should regroup for next week and bring some more like discussion topics that we can kind of go through and.
Do we want to take a look at Ashes of Creation this weekend? The alpha's out. I can take a look at it and then let you guys know, hey, maybe we should cover this a bit.
I'm leaning towards more news because we haven't done news in a while.
But nothing's really happening.
Assassin's Creed Infinity.
True.
Sony just bought 2 studios.
Right.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it was Housemarque.
I'm just in a different
Housemarque
I'm in
and
a strange
Nixus.
headspace right now, and like nothing almost interests me.
Let's see what happens in the next few days, and we can regroup and we'll figure out if we want to do Ashes of Creation. We could do that.
Yeah, I'm down to hear Kevin gush about it.
Well, I don't know what it's gonna be like. I have heavy criticisms right now. I think you only get 9 abilities, and if that's the case, like that's a huge turnoff.
Unplayable.
Yeah, I don't like games that limit you. It's like, oh, you have to choose this. Cool. It's not.
Let us
fun.
know. Let us know how it looks, Kevin.
Yeah, I'll let you know because Asmund definitely gonna look into it. Maybe we should talk about New World at some point as well.
I don't know if you guys saw on the Twitch stream, we got another comment. Someone wants to know if we want to become famous.
Let's
and
buy
how we
some
can buy
followers.
Yeah, dude. DJ Colter.
Definitely, we gotta.
Who do I have to call? I'm interested.
There's a link he provided us.
Whoa, spam?
On bigfollows.com.
Bigfollows.com. I don't want to go to that website on my.
So if you have made it this far, we're gonna do a couple plugs now.
Thanks to our sponsor.
Thanks to our sponsor, Pewter Gym.
Polar Seltzer.
Vampire Weekend. Their shittiest album ever, Father of the Bride.
Trident Gum.
T-shirts and
Jabra headsets.
I want to thank Corsair for giving me my
Pewter City
Obsidian Series 500D $300 case with 3 RGB fans on it. Links in description. You get 10% off if you say the big boy when you check out.
And of course, our biggest sponsor, Sony, who's paying us to shit all over them for an hour straight.
So
with that,
we so a couple things first. We have get on Twitter with the Rumble Pack, the Rumble Pack. It's the _ Rumble Pack. Link will be in description. Follow us there. We'll tweet out a couple times. Share this with friends, family, whatever.
Yeah, dude.
We need to get this out. I'm streaming.
Put us on Facebook.
I am personally streaming at the Big Boy 26. I'll change that soon, but I'm streaming World of Warcraft next week. I'll be streaming F1 most likely as well. So if you have more questions for me on my thoughts with things, head over there. If you have questions for all of us in general, rumblehouseprod@gmail.com, and we'll try to get a little more active on social media for you guys. And thank you.
Oh yeah, thanks for watching.
All right, guys.
You ready to cut, Mike? All right, we'll see y'all next week.